Out of all the EV makers out there, Polestar is one of the few that gets very little love. Now, in today's analysis, we're going to look at why this zone did not work out. And the fact that I did not put in a daily buyer's level at $3 meant that it wasn't an A plus setup, and we'll get into that. Going to the weekly chart, we can see now price is back at support at the $3.20 level. The question is this level going to hold? So that's the technicals. Let's look at some of the fundamentals. This article is coming from CNBC. Polestar second quarter loss widens as it ramps up EV deliveries. So the Swedish EV maker Polestar on Thursday reiterated that it still expects to deliver at least 60,000 EVs in 2023 with a positive gross margin, and confirmed that its next two models are still on track to go into production as expected. The news comes as Polestar reported their second quarter earnings. And because the loss widened early trading, the stock was down 9%. However, the stock is down further year to date by 35%. So the company lost roughly $304 million in the quarter. That is up from a year ago where they lost $228 million. However, revenue jumped in the quarter to $685 million from $589 million during the same quarter last year. Now, when it comes to deliveries, Polestar delivered 15,765 vehicles in the second quarter. That's an increase of 36% from a year earlier, where they totaled 27,841 vehicles in the first half of 2023. The company reiterated the guidance provided in May, saying that it still expects to produce between 60 and 70,000 vehicles in 2023, with a gross margin of 4% for the year. Polestar's gross margin was 1.4% in the first half of 2023 and 4.9% in 2022. Now, probably one of the reasons why their gross margins are down, like every other EV maker out there, they probably had cuts in the price of their vehicles just to stay competitive with the likes of Tesla, Neo, Rivian, etc. So here's what the CEO had to say on the quarter. We achieved record volume growth during the second quarter. Deliveries of our significantly upgraded Polestar 2 are now ramping up, with Polestar 3 and 4 expected to start production in November and the first quarter of next year, respectively, as they are entering an exciting phase of higher volumes and value from our expanded model range. Now, the Polestar 3, due to delays, is getting pushed out to early 2024. The Polestar 4, smaller crossover SUV, built on a different platform, that's going to be made in China, and it's expected to be out as well in early 2024. All right, so let's go back to the charts and figure out why this zone did not work out. And for that, we're going to go to the daily chart. So one thing to note, you can see how price was range bound for the better half of 3 or 4 months until it broke out. But the breakout was not on high volume. And if I pull back out to the weekly chart, price came into a level where there were sellers. This area was the origin of the strong move down, which took out the pivot high established in December, and also pivot low, and the pivot low that was established in October. So this zone was going to work despite the low volume. We need to see closes above $5, but that didn't happen. So the likelihood further decreased that this zone was going to work. Now, where did the volume kick in? It was this candle here. But to increase the level of a zone working out, we really needed to see this candle on above average volume, but we also needed to see this candle and the next candle look like green extended range candles, such as where the body is much bigger than the wicks. But that didn't happen. Further decreasing the probability that this level is going to work out. And if that wasn't enough, you have price going against the 200-day moving average, which is a secular bull bear decision maker. Typically when you're below it, price is going to decline. Typically when you're above it, price is going to increase. Nevertheless, we're going to take this zone off the charts. And if you wanted to get into Polestar when price was up here and you were disciplined enough to wait for the pullback, now might be a good time to at least dollar cost average, as price is at all-time lows. Now, if you want to be conservative, maybe wait for price to penetrate the band, the support band further. Maybe wait for price to hit the 320 or even the $3 level, as that's the round hole size psychological number. And then what you want to see is some type of reversal pattern, in the form of volume, in the form of price patterns. You know, a W is a favorite of mine. But Polestar is no different than any other EV maker out there. They all have been hit fairly hard in recent months. As demand has dwindled, EV makers are cutting their prices. That's hurting margins. That's going to hurt earnings per share. However, again, price is at a level where the chart suggests it's safe to go long. Look for a first target at the $4 level. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.